Hey, it's Chronologically Gaming, the only channel that's perpetually retro because we're playing every video game in order of release. Well, a guest has returned. You know him as his YouTube show, Classic Gaming Quarterly and CGQ Plus. He has a podcast. What's my question? Here's my question for you. Chronologically Gaming is excited and humbled to welcome back Chris Alaimo. Chris, thanks so much for coming back.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thanks for inviting me back on.
It's a big treat. We're glad to have you. It's now, last you were here is 1980. Now it's 1981, and I believe we're at the end of the year. I know we're in December, and we might be closing to the very end of the year, but not to disappoint any fans, we're not done. We have plenty more games to play after we get the normal releases. The last time, Chris, you were on, we were just playing the releases of, at some point, they came out in 1980, and we will get to those for 1981. Very excited and fun to see what we're going to play. Let's see where we're going. First, we last left off with a roundup in the arcade. And I'll tell you, Chris, this one, it was rough. We played both versions. There's one called Fitter that was released in Japan, and this was the one released in North America. I couldn't get it. I couldn't understand the concept. It looks like a top-down maze game. You know, looks fun like Pac-Man and cute, but it didn't make sense. So I rated it kind of low.
I mean, I agree. It looks interesting, but just looking at it in teaser mode, I'm not really sure what you're supposed to do. So
I'm sure it drew people in. You know, it's the Pac-Man craze, and people put quarters in. Yeah. But sadly, nah, not really too much for it. All right, so let's actually, we have a redemption game. One game didn't run for us before, and I got someone to help me out. This is Rocket. That was released for, we say MS-DOS, but this is IBM PC or the early PC-compatible games. So anything that we say is like Tandy, anything that could be IBM PC or anything that will run on that, we just say MS-DOS for everything. So this is Rocket that came out in 1981. We have no box or anything for it. It might have been programmed homebrew. We're going to see what Rocket is like. First time ever. And this, I highly recommend this emulator to anybody. This is called DOSBox Pure. If you can play DOSBox Pure, this will let people play DOS on any RetroPie or any device. It maps everything to your joystick, whatever joystick you're doing. It is incredible. It is the wave of the future for DOS emulation, if you can. So here we go. This is Rocket. We get some color. That's nice. It says
this looks very familiar to me as somebody who grew up playing PC games.
Oh man, yeah. I'm sure we see the release was 81, but I'm sure that people were playing this, you know, in 84, 85. Looks like it's a computer simulation.
We would just go on to like BBSs and just download anything we could. So
yep.
Yeah,
this might be something. Yeah, really fast, easy to download. Looks like we got a lunar landing capsule simulation. Onboard computer failed. It wasn't made by December, so you'll have to land the capsule manually. Set the burn rate of the retro rockets to any value between 0 and 200 pounds per second, and then new burn rate every 10 seconds. So it's telling us, so it's like I'm guessing Lunar Lander is the game that we're playing.
A text version of Lunar Lander. I think they're saying it wasn't made by Digital Equipment Corporation, who I'm guessing is who made this game.
They're making fun of the NASA? Is that... I mean, developers did whatever they wanted to, right? Yeah. All right, so press clear screen, and we're going. All right, so I'm on keyboard right now and typing 200. I'll do normal burn rate, 200. Hitting enter. Nothing happened. Spacebar. Nothing happened.
Oh, no.
Sorry, there was no survivors. You blew it. In fact, you blasted a new landing crater 1,100 feet deep.
That is awfully deep. Did you hit enter after you typed in the 200?
I tried enter and then space. Let's do it again. 200. Enter. Space.
Did we miss something in the instructions? I don't.
Alt. Shift. Up.
Yeah.
Oh man, it must not be responding because 200 does not work.
No. Can you like reset? Can we double check the instructions? Maybe we missed something.
Yeah. Let's do that. Tell us what we did wrong.
Yeah.
The instructions seem pretty self-explanatory, but
I just want to see if it said something about what button to push after you.
Yeah. Let's see. It just says set it.
It set a new burn rate every 10 seconds, but I don't feel like it took much more than 10 seconds
before we
crash.
crashed. Right. Okay. Let's try. I wonder if it's a certain key.
Yeah.
200B. Oh, it actually recognizes B and C. So it's not one of those. No, fuel isn't burning. All right, well, we honestly don't give it, sadly, we don't give it that much time. I'm going to move on because...
I think that's a good idea, yeah.
Yep, so Rocket, nothing for that one. We didn't really get a chance. If you had this in 1981, it was in front of you, Chris, what would you give it as a game?
Well, I mean, here's my thing, is I just feel like even if it had worked, how much fun is that really?
Right.
It's not... Because, like, once you figure out what number to, unless the gravitational field, changes, I mean, I don't really know. I'll give it a 2.
Oh, 2, okay.
And that's based on me imagining, if it worked,
Yeah,
how much fun that would be, and which is not for very long.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'd say generous, but
I am being a little bit, I got to get my feet wet,
That's, that's right. Welcome to the end of the 1981. All right, so we'll breeze by Roundup. We already did that one. Here's our next release. This is Solar Quest in the arcade. Not familiar with Solar Quest.
No, this looks a lot like Space War or something.
Yeah. All right, let's take a look at some of the artwork for Solar Quest. There's the advertisement flyer. Oh, okay, Cinematronics. First ones to bring us vector graphics. And here it's not new. We've seen Atari do vector graphics and a few other companies. Very simple advertisement flyer. There's our arcade cabinet for Solar Quest.
No joystick. Looks like just buttons.
Yep, buttons. Probably asteroid. Yeah, asteroid controls move left to right. And then you got fire, thrust, hyperspace, and supernova as your controls for it. There's our arcade marquee. Honestly, by the look of it, it almost seems like they're getting burnt out of the vector games because they did them all in 79 and 80. And then Atari, did Asteroids, and then they started to release other vector games, and now there's a lot more out there. So the presentation, it's all right, I guess, for the time. Yeah. Here's our manual for Solar Quest. What is Solar Quest? And this is the operation maintenance manual for it. They're going to give us technical information. And did you know anybody in the arcade industry, Chris, that worked and maintained arcade cabinets?
No, I wish. Probably could have gotten to play a bunch of games for free if I did.
In high school, my homecoming date, her dad was a operator, and they had two systems. I remember they had Popeye in their house, and I don't remember the other one, actually. It may have been Burger Time, is my guess.
That's pretty cool. I did have a neighbor for a short time, where his daughter was my age, but, we were like 6. So, but he was, I mean, I wish I knew him now. He drove a Porsche. He had a old Wurlitzer jukebox, but he had some kind of cocktail cab that I'm not sure the name of the game, but it was exactly like Combat on the Atari 2600.
Oh, it was tank top down?
Yeah. Because her and I would play that together,
Yeah, if it was one of the old ones from the 70s, that's pretty impressive to be able to maintain that.
Yeah, I mean, well, this would have been in like 1983 or something, and it's not like it was a brand new, machine or anything. So it likely was something from the 70s.
That's cool.
It was.
All right, so this is center of the screen is a sun. Any spaceship's fire coming in contact with the sun are destroyed. Oh, okay. Just like the very first game we played on the channel, Space War, or if you played
this,
the ENIAC.
Really seems like a Space War ripoff to me.
Right, yeah. You move around the screen, and the spaceship possesses 2 weapons. First is shots, and then they destroy alien ships, disintegrate if you don't hit any targets. The top of the screen is displaying a showing of the player's score, player ships remaining, and the number of nukes the player has available. Nice, we got nukes to blow people up in this. So there's different phases across the screen. So it looks like we're playing an updated version of Space War, like they're going to add more to it. So let's go to the arcades and see. This is December 10th, 1981, and the release of Solar Quest in the arcade. First time we played it. And we're checking out the artwork around the outside, so you can't really see the gameplay. You just saw the ship fly into the sun. and explode. But this is the artwork you see around the arcade cabinet, and it's giving us instructions. They're a little hard to see at the bottom, but it's the usual. Put in coins, push start, and so forth. Shoot enemy chips for points. Press the nuke button to launch your nuke and detonate the nuke. All right, so I'm going to zoom this in, change the view up a little bit so we can see. We'll go there. All right, there we go. Now, I had someone comment on YouTube about how the emulation doesn't do it justice, and I'm totally with you. Because when you go to the arcade and you see a vector-based game, the glow, that halo, and the brightness of it, you can't do it justice. So we're doing the best we can. And if you ever get a chance to go to the arcade to play these, it's so much better to see and play these yourself.
Definitely. Do you happen to have a Vectrex?
I do not.
I used to have one. I had to get rid of it. But
oh no.
Yeah. Well, I needed to get. I sold it to buy something else that I'm happier with. But that Vectrex was really cool. Having a vector graphics game machine at home is pretty neat.
Yeah, I feel if it didn't come out during the crash or around that time, that we would have had more vector games because everything's raster. Well, it just went further and further from there, Someone in the comments just said it. The Vectrex is my holy grail. All right, let's put a coin in and push in 1 player start. Let's see how many players we can do. Okay, so it is 2 players. For tonight, Chris is observing, not going to be playing any games with me, so I'll get to play the game, and he'll just be able to talk and explain why I'm not getting any high scores, because that usually was what happens whenever I'm on the show. All right, so here we go. Go in, pushing start. Oh, it looks like when we put enough coins in, they're waiting for the second player to say start, so let's try that.
I mean, unless there's something I can do from my keyboard.
I don't know. We could try passing the keyboard through and then we play some text games. That'd be pretty cool. Okay, so yeah, I'm feeling the gravity. I got a little bit of a pull to the star in the center. Got lots of ships from the outside.
Well, the sound effects are really impressive, I have to say. Oh,
yeah.
That didn't go well.
All right, let's see if it uses 2. Okay, it's alternating play. So I'm using the same controller to play, but where's my nukes? There they are. Okay, I have a nuke that I fire in the top left. It says I have 6 left. And I have my normal shots, which you can barely see. The vector graphics, it's like 1 pixel, I think, is what they're doing for that.
Oh, I gotcha again there. I mean, it looks like, obviously I'm not playing it, but it seems like your ship is pretty nimble.
Yeah, it feels really smooth. It's like an updated version of Asteroids, like the control of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels really good. Oh, no. And they have some... You can see when I shoot, look, it has something that is shrapnel from the ship left behind that goes into the star.
Oh, you can pick it up. When you pick it up, it makes a little noise. I wonder if you get some points for that or something.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, I can shoot it too. So can you just pick it up?
Yeah, you got 1,000 points when you do that.
Nice. So it's like a kind of Defender-esque rescue. You're picking up people from the ship, but I can also shoot them. If I fire 2... Yeah.
There's one down in the lower left there if you want to cruise over there.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Come on. Come on. There. And I have the ability to fire on them if I wanted to.
Oh. You got over 13,000 points there, though.
Nice. That's a cool feature to it. So we've seen, considering the other games we've seen on the channel, Chris, I've seen better color vector graphics games with better explosions, I'd say. It's still using that same formula, but I feel like it's Cinematronics is kind of slowing down, considering they were the inventor or creator of the first vector games.
Yeah.
There we go. Get him. Get him. Oh, no.
Oh.
And then I died from this ship over there. Oh, my gosh. Okay, that's pretty cool. All right, so I was going to... Oh, here we go. We got a new mode now. So it's starting to do what looks like asteroids flying across. So now it's not ships, but... Oh, I still have the little thing to collect. Interesting AI too. The ship, the way it was following me and seeking me, that was a different one than what we've seen. I do know of an emulator that can play these games called ACE, and what it does is it adds the bloom. Like it uses your graphics card to make this brighter and pop a lot more. The only problem is the last time people used. Oh, see, here we go. These are the kind of ships I was talking about.
Yeah.
Last time people used the emulator or it was updated was back on 16-bit systems. So it's just too old now. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, I kind of like it. It's pretty good for the time. I would say around average, but Chris, is always my guess. What would you give Solar Quest?
I mean, I didn't get to play it. I watched you, but I got to give that an above average rating. So I'll go 3.5.
3.5. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Solar Quest, slightly above average.
The control just looked so good.
Yeah.
And the sound effects, like I said, are great.
Sounds good. Controls tight. Yeah, I'm with you. That's great. All right. So that was the release of Solar Quest. Let's see where we're going next. All right. Going home to the Apple II.
SSI game too.
Yeah, we've seen a lot so far, and I wanted to show you. This is the commercial of what the Apple II was like, or in 1981. This was how they were marketing the Apple II.
I'm here with an average American homemaker with her own Apple personal computer. Jill, do you use your Apple for household budgeting?
Actually, I'm working in gold futures.
Well, you could probably put a lot of recipes in there,
Mm-hmm. And you can do trend analyses, generate bar graphs.
Are you really a homemaker?
Of course.
So Apple is the appliance of the 80s for all those pesky household chores.
I also own a small steel mill.
I can't remember that guy's name. That guy's very famous, but
That's Dick Cavett. They had Dick Cavett doing the Apple II ones.
Yeah.
So Dick Cavett just trying to be like, oh wait, you're a woman though. You're not supposed to be doing all this. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, I was like, it's a little sexist.
That's a little bit Apple.
1981, I guess.
Yeah, right. All right, let's take a look at the box for The Warp Factor. Oh my gosh, is that a Star Wars ripoff or what?
Star Trek.
Oh, Star Trek. Oh my god. Yeah, we're gonna have so many people comment on that now.
Yeah, they're ripping off the Enterprise and looks like some Klingon ships there.
They look exactly like the Enterprise. Are you Trekkie Star Wars? What's your flavor?
I mean, I'd say I'm a casual fan of both. As far as Star Wars goes, I really kind of mainly only like the original trilogy, and Star Trek. I like the 6 movies with the original cast.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But as far as the TV shows go, I like the Next Generation, and that's about it. Like, not like I hate any of the other ones, but I only really ever choose to watch Next Generation.
Gotcha. Yeah. I have friends that say Deep Space Nine is their jam, and only Deep Space Nine, or not only, but that's the best one in some generation.
Some people are into that one.
Yeah.
So I've watched enough of it that I'm familiar with the Star Trek and Star Wars universes, and certainly can easily tell that unless they paid somebody, this game seems like it's taking some liberties with intellectual property.
Oh yes, we just played the release of Casey Munchkin on the Odyssey 2, the blatant ripoff of Pac-Man that went to court, and Atari did the whole thing, and we've already seen Pac-Man on the home computer several times. So we already know at this point people are going to play games like this. Is so look how close that is to Klingon and Enterprise. It's just it's exactly what it is. Yeah. And so there isn't any legality, or at least not as much right now, because you would need to be a hardcore Trek fan. I mean, how many copies do you think this sold on Apple II? I know it's SSI, but
it even says Starfleet up there at the top of the box. Starfleet,
right? All right, so here's the manual for The Warp Factor. There you go, Starship Operator's Manual. And I don't know if you can see, this is a lot of pages. Yeah, look at this. So this is a detailed Star Trek game, and it's interesting because we played another one for the Color Computer, TRS 80, and it did another strategy tactical Star Trek game. So we just played that, I think, last episode. And so this is another one for the Apple II by SSI, released around the same time. Yeah, Warp Factor is an outer space battle game involving starships, starbases, single pilot attack spacecraft, similar to those portrayed in 4 different television series. Maybe they're doing in Battlestar Galactica too.
I guess, yeah.
So I'm a big fan of the Star Trek movies too, the originals. And to
Yeah.
put in perspective, right now in '81, we've only seen the first one, Star Trek: The Motion Picture.
Right.
Wrath of Khan hasn't come out yet. That's next year. So this is which I haven't even finished the first movie. I only saw half of it, and I wasn't into it because it was slower. Did you see the first one too? With the
Oh yeah, I've seen all 6 of them, but I actually just watched the original one not too terribly long ago because I found it at a store on Blu-ray for like $4. But I mean, I like the first movie, but I totally understand why people don't. It's definitely a slow-paced movie,
yeah,
especially compared to the rest of them. So
it's been a while, maybe 10 years since I've seen it, so I could do a revisit. It felt like it was 2001, like trying to be a more technical space movie than let's go kill Khan, with all the action.
Yeah.
So
And as far as the plot goes of the first movie, honestly, I feel like it could have been an episode of the show. It doesn't take 2 hours really to tell that story. But
Right. All right, here I wanted to highlight this part. Parts of the inventory. You have the box, the rule book, the disc, and then you have 3 Starship data cards and the
Very
game
cool.
selection card. So SSI with Infocom, they're now beginning to put in the feelies. And we're seeing that where the box comes with more than just the game and a manual. You get a lot of stuff for the computer games. Really excited for that. Or seeing those. We have some examples that we've seen so far, but this is the very beginning of the feelies. All right, so as we go through the manual, we can already tell this is going to be a very, very detailed game. This is your full-on tactical simulation game. SSI gives us the most detailed games you could play at the time, and this looks like it's no exception. Like look at that, the Klargon Empire.
Yeah.
Oh man, and there you go. Phasers, got the phasers. Oh my gosh, yeah. So it's definitely like you're playing Star Trek. The difference on the color computer though, it was licensed for Star Trek, so you're playing as the Enterprise, and this one is, I guess they just didn't get a license for it, and they put out their own. All right, so if we need to, we'll refer back to the manual, but we're just going to take that disc and pop it in and play. Here it is, December 10th, 1981, the release of the Warp Factor for your Apple II. Let's see what it's like. The Warp Factor. I kind of enjoyed the Coco one. It was fun. And to highlight these games and showcase them, it's a little tricky when you consider these. I love it.
Not quiet.
The Warp Factor. Do you want to play a new game or an old game? Let's do a new one. And they may just berate us with menus. If this was 81, though, we'll play against a human because I know a computer may destroy us. Oh, that's funny. Player 2, Chris, we need you to leave the room so I can type my password. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. Don't tell anyone. What nationality?
That's the same password I use on my luggage.
Yeah, Spaceballs love it. What nationality do you wish? I will be Klargon. KL, it looks like. How many ships do you want? I'll keep it simple. I'll do 1. What class do you want ship number 1 to be? And all of this, I'm sure, is described in the manual, what classes you can be. Did you ever experience playing computer games like Hot Seat? Like, did you ever play a game and then someone else was there with you and then you switched over on the keyboard? Or did you only play always by yourself, one player on a computer?
I mean, no, we played some 2-player, but are you talking about when like both players have to use like opposite ends of the keyboard? Or
no, one person uses the whole keyboard, and when they're done, next person's turn uses the whole keyboard.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, we didn't play a whole lot of like arcade style games on computer, but I remember us playing a game called Tunneler, where you could only play the game. It was 2-player only. I'm saying. And, one person had like, maybe WASD or something like that on one side of the keyboard, and the other person had to use the arrow keys. So it was like, close quarters because you had to be like shoulder to shoulder to be able to play it.
Yeah. I do remember those games, and these tactical ones are meant where you play. I'm sitting at the keyboard right now. I do my move, and then we just slide a chair over or something. I'm out of the way, and then you do the keyboard for your moves too. And that's how these tactical games would play. And I can only think of one, but it was like late 90s. Late 80s. Sorry, late 80s that I played. And so the rest, I'm with you. I played one side using the number pad, and another player on the WSAD part.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll just say first class. Pretend we read the manual and know what first class is.
That's what I would have gone with.
Oh, wow. Ship's name. We'll call it Chrono. All right, so player one, now you leave the room. You have the same password, Chris. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
What nationality do you want to be?
I'll just go with Alliance.
Okay, AL. How many ships do you want?
Well, just keep it even. Since you picked one, I'll take also one.
Yeah, I think they might have us name. You have to name 9 ships if you pick 9, right?
Yeah, that'd be annoying. And first class, obvious. First class all the way, baby.
That's right.
Yeah, and you can just name mine CGQ whenever that pops up.
Yep, CGQ. What's the name of the? Oh,
what? Oh, because we can't have the same first letter. All right, just put just like quarterly.
Quarterly.
Yeah.
That's it. Can't use it again. So I'm going to fast forward, skip through this part, and see what's up with the gameplay because... Oh, there we go. Before you do your turn... Wow, it's almost like playing Civilization if you've ever played multiplayer.
So you can't cheat.
Yeah, right? Wow. There you go. You want to check the ship status. So if we say yes, let's see what it does, because the only thing I have to go on is we have one other game that is a full-on Star Trek simulation game. And I'm going to see, yeah, they're giving us a lot more information. Look at that phaser battery, engine power, number of, lots of stuff there. And this is just one ship. And if it plays like the other strategy games at the time, there's probably no action. There's no joystick. We can't use an Atari joystick. I bet it's only you type the commands in and then execute and then see what happens. Orders for Chrono. So I got set display, status check, allocate energy, identify ship, and then, I can just quit the game right now in game.
Yeah.
All right, let's do SD. And then this should show... origin on ship's new position can be centered. Yes. What power? Wow, we have the magnification of it. Okay. I guess that won't work. No, 4. Of the zoom. Yeah, there you go. So it's how close we are together. So there I am. I'm Klargon, and you're, or I'm, you're Alliance, and I'm Klargon.
Yeah.
And then, can we do IS? Identify ship's name, so I can see your class and it tells me what you are. But how do I... Let's do... Yeah, the orders, I don't have an order to do. It's just information.
Yeah, I don't know what... Well, you could allocate some energy. I don't know what that... Really gonna do, but...
Scanners, life support, power to phasers. Yes. Let's do 10. Any power to disruptors? Yes.
Why not?
Load it up. Yes. Normal. Yes. Oh, sorry. Of course, that one doesn't exist. You can't use that. No. And it should be end, and it ends my turn. So I'll say no.
What the heck?
Yeah, it's putting me in a loop. It's saying, do you want to load this?
Can you just type like 1? What happens if you do that?
Oh, yep.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, you have to know the type of disruptor. Wow. Okay. What? So we've done this before because we only do like quick showcases of the games.
Yeah.
And with a game that's this complicated and intense, one that comes to mind is Galactic Saga. I wasn't familiar with this game that we played in the 70s. Galactic Saga was essentially like Elite or an open world space game. And the manual was huge. So whenever I just showed the opening screen, and then I explained the game, and then I moved on because there was no way we could get into and play it the same as the games at the time. And at some point when we get to like the 90s, if we even get that far, we'll get to games and play a little bit longer. But these are very difficult to play, and I usually refer to what they've said in articles or manuals of magazines. So even though we just got a taste of it, I'm still thinking it's around average, maybe slightly below average, but we didn't get very far. But it's safer to either do nothing or give it something of just first impressions.
I throw it at like a 2.5.
Okay.
Yeah, because if we go 2, that's bad, right? I don't think that game didn't look like it would be bad. Once you knew what you were doing, but we also didn't see anything where I think you can give it more than a 2.5. So
it's the kind of rating that if it was 1981 and you had an Apple II and you borrowed it from a friend, you would spend a whole weekend or longer learning and wanting to know how to play the game. All right, so there we go. That is the Warp Factor. Let's see what our next release is. We're going to there we go. And now we're on the TRS-80 Color Computer, and this is Alcatraz 2. So again, sometime in December is when this was released. For images, that's all we got. The disc that we're going to play on, cassette we're going to play on, and then a screenshot. So it's about middle of December is when Alcatraz 2 is released, and the one we're playing is we're actually going to play on disc. Oh, nice! It's on basic. That's great. Here we go. We're loading up. We just heard from the chat. Warning, this game is slow. Well, we'll see how well it goes. There we go. Alcatraz 2. I'm actually impressed with the Coco. A lot of the games we played, I was not familiar with. Not a computer I grew up with. I'm more familiar with the later Tandies, not the early ones.
Same.
But it's cool seeing all the releases in a row, and you kind of get a good scope of graphics, sound, and gameplay. Welcome to the most escape-proof prison ever designed. Michael R. Hewley. Way to go, Michael. Welcome to Alcatraz 2. As your fellow inmate, I would like to give you a few hints to help you escape. Although no one's ever actually reached freedom from this prison, several have tried, and some have gone to great distances before being caught. Thanks to them, we know a few things about the defenses of Alcatraz 2. Do I need to put a fast forward on this? There we go. This is how you are drawn on the screen. To move the joystick in the direction you wish to go. You cannot pass through walls or through closed gates. Guards look like this. They look kind of the same. Avoid the guards. If they catch you, you'll be brought back to your cell, so the jailbreak will be a flop. They'll open the gate as they pass through, thus leaving you a way out. Okay. This is the dreaded Minotaur. Wait a second, is this Alcatraz or?
Yeah, did you know about the Minotaurs on Alcatraz? You take the tour of the prison, there's a whole thing about them.
Yeah, right? You can pass both through walls and force fields. All right, here we go. It doesn't look like... Okay, this is the switch box. 3 of these exist in every Minotaur's lair. Switch boxes control the force fields that they're adjacent to. Enter a switch box, you activate the sequence, which shuts off the force field slowly from top to bottom on the screen. Very interesting. And controlled with the joystick, which we see that a lot. The Coco had analog controls, which is really nice. You must shut off the force field in order to go through it. The Minotaur leaves holes in the wall they go through, but he does nothing to force the force fields he goes through. Also, the Minotaur cannot enter the switch boxes since they are too small. I'm guessing it's got to be top-down game then.
Yeah.
Reloading. There we go.
Oh,
to leave a building.
Reading.
Yeah, right? You enter the corridor on the right side of the screen. Beware the hall lasers. They'll receive Is everyone taking notes? One prison reported there are actually sentry robots used later in the defenses of the prison. We're not actually certain that this is the case since only one person has seen it. So this is the fantasy version of Alcatraz?
Yeah, seems that. I don't remember the...
You must lure guards through gates to finish the path to the finish and continually hide from the guards. probably never get anywhere. It's possible to hide from the guards. Oh, interesting. This would be the 4th game that I can remember has a stealth mechanic then. Sure, we'll use joysticks. Let's go. Okay, here we go. Where am I?
Well, you're the green guy, right?
Yes, I am green in the top left, and it looks like I have gates. I can't move through the gates till the guards open them. So, is there a way to go inside the room? Doesn't look like it. But
you
control.
You have to like lure them over to open the.
Yeah, it looks like it, and let's see if it's line of sight. No, looks like they just kind of go their own way. But the movement, like someone in chat, or L. Curtis B in chat told us it's slow. You can see this is me moving. Look at every blip.
Yeah.
And not able to go into anything else, but I'm just... If they can open that last gate, I can get all the way over to the side on the right. Let's see if it's line of sight, though.
Man, the guy seems like he's chasing you to me.
Oh, yep, we have an alarm going off.
Oh, man.
Oh
no.
What?
That's the lasers.
Yes, that's what they said about the... With all that exposition, there we go. They got you. You went through no rings. Sure, we'll try this again. They told me it was coming, but it looks like there's not a strategy on how to get out until you wait for them to open the doors.
Yeah, which kind of makes sense.
So then, why don't I just fast forward and hang out in the corner over here?
Well, because they have to see you, so they open some of the gates for you there.
Yep. Just waiting a little bit here. Oh, okay. Chat's saying lure the guards. Uh-oh, here come the lasers.
Oh, man, that fast forward gotcha.
Oh, okay, I thought the lasers came out because the guards saw me, but it looks like they come out anyway.
Yeah.
So if you're going near them, I guess you can lure them out, open the gates, and then move your way to the other side, but I don't see the lure. What happens if I touch the... Okay, nothing happens if I go against the door. I'm so used to playing games like this. We've had a lot of Berserk clones, and every time you touch the walls, you get electrocuted and die.
Right.
Nope. All right, there we go. He's going that way. So yeah, it's more of like a waiting game. Calling it stealth's kind of a stretch. Like I can see 005 we played in the arcade. It had guards shining lights on you, and you had to dodge them, and it was more stealth. And then of course Wolfenstein, Castle Wolfenstein, it had a great stealth mechanic, but this one's kind of a stretch to call it that. All right, here we go.
I have an original copy of Castle Wolfenstein.
Oh, it didn't go up. Oh, I wanted to go up. You have the 5 1/4 floppy?
Mm-hmm, yeah, the original one.
Oh,
I think because weren't there 2 of them? I think I have both.
Yeah, the sequel was Beyond Castle Wolfenstein.
Yeah, I have both of them. Yeah.
All right, so we didn't get through another screen. So I'm not familiar if it just repeats ad nauseum. But there you go. That's Alcatraz 2. Chris, what would you give that one out of 5 stars? It was 1981.
It's a bad game, man. Not into that one.
Solo is 1 or 2?
I'll go 1.5. Split the difference.
1.5. All right.
Yeah, I can't imagine if I had been a kid, and I went to Radio Shack and came home with that. I just cannot really imagine being happy with my purchase.
the chat agrees with you,
but 1 is like broken. It's not broken. It's just bad.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely. Compared to the other Coleco games we've played, yeah, it's bad. All right, moving on. After Alcatraz 2, where are we going next? Where are we going now? Oh, all right.
Oh.
Putting a handheld in our hands. This is, nice. Alien Attack by Coleco.
Get some VFD action going on.
That's right. Let's check out the ad. What was on TVs at the time for Alien Attack?
Because there isn't any game he hasn't played. He's beat the best. He scorns the rest. He's Mr. Arcade.
I want to play Alien Attack. I know.
That's Coleco's new Alien Attack. Play it once and you'll be back. Aliens attack from every side. You feel that there's no place to hide. They swallow you up. They blast away. You gotta shoot and run to stay in play.
I like Alien Attack. Take it home.
Alien Attack from Coleco. The arcade game you can take home with you.
That's right. It's the arcade game you can take home.
That's a big claim. Let's see.
Yeah, right. All right, so the artwork is pretty much what we see right there. No manual for this one. Let's go ahead and just put it in the palm of our hand and see. So it's December 20th. This is pretty much we're in the holiday season of 81. And there you go. Alien Attack. Let's see. Oh, let's go here. Okay, interesting. I am the green guy.
Looks like a sea turtle.
Oh, it killed me so fast.
Yeah.
And that's it. The game is done. And I don't have a reset here, so I actually got to go back and then go back in to put it in the palm of my hand and play.
Yeah.
But at least we got the kind of what we'd see or what it looks like, because there I am, and then if I want to shoot, I can fire shots.
Yeah.
And controls interesting because oh, they got me. So you have to hold down. You see there's a button for move and a button for fire. You hold that down and then move the joystick in the way you want to go. So I'm holding fire right now.
So will it shoot whichever, like if you hold down fire, do you then flick the joystick whichever way you want your shot to go?
Yeah, so right now I'm holding it and flicking to the left. Oh, but see, they just shot something at me. Yeah. But I have to hold down move. Can I do both at the same time? Oh, they got me.
I feel like you have to get used to that.
Yeah, but moving around and shooting is pretty cool for a handheld, at least for the time.
Yeah, I think so too.
I dig it. But obviously they're marketing anything with a microprocessor or that microchip now. So all this stuff that's out for the holidays, they're kind of hyping it. All right, Chris, what would you give?
Before I rate that, just I'm not up on my handheld history there. At this point, like, are there other, like, from Coleco or whoever? They were kind of famous for their little tabletop vacuum fluorescent display games, but have you run across any of those yet, or have those not come out yet?
Haven't come out yet. It'll be 82.
Like Pac-Man and Frogger and all. Okay, so those aren't out yet. Well, so then I got to say, I feel like this is wouldn't you say this is kind of an above average for a handheld game in 1981?
Yeah, I would say so, yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like once you got used to the controls, I think you'd have fun with that, in my opinion.
Yeah, because we've had other shooter games, but this one's letting you move around a little more freely. It is different that you have to hold move and then move the joystick, but still, compared to other handhelds, think of it, we only have Game & Watches out, and then we have the Milton Bradley Microvision out, which is interchangeable cartridges, and we also have the Intex Selecta game, which has individual cartridges, but it doesn't look like this. The Selecta game is like... it
had pretty cool sound effects, too, I thought.
Yeah, same. I agree.
Obviously, but I'm happy with what you got right there. 3.5 is good for me.
3.5. All right, for Alien Attack. Yeah. Sold by the commercial, or the gameplay and graphics.
Well, I do wonder if the commercial kind of, tainted my opinion a little bit.
Yeah, the Mr. Arcade.
Yeah. That's like the older brother of the Power Glove kid in The Wizard.
Right? All right, let's press forward and see what our next release is. All right.
Pele Soccer. All right.
It's time to play some Pele Soccer. And this one was the ad that came out around the same time as Pele Soccer for Atari.
Our game cartridges undergo grueling tests. We put Kareem Abdul-Jabbar up against Atari basketball.
Oh, man, what a move.
We let Mario Andretti test drive Atari Night Driver.
This game really cracks me up.
And the great Pelé himself tested Pelé's championship soccer.
What a gig, it beats me again.
At Atari, we take our games seriously, so you have more fun.
How'd you do, Kareem?
I'm glad I won't face Atari in the playoffs.
No other video game company stacks up to Atari.
That's right.
That's a great commercial.
Atari, man. All these commercials show you just how amazing the industry was at the time. I mean, the by I think it's 83, the industry ballooned to like 3.5 billion for video games, somewhere around there. And so this is 81, and this already shows you how much money Atari's got.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at the box. There it is, Pelé, and this is a reskin. This is now a branded version of a game we've already played. Last year we already played. I think it was just called Champion Soccer, and so this is the rebranded Pelé version. I think it's pretty much the same, or exactly the same. 54 games. That may be different. Maybe they tweaked it a little bit. So here's the manual for Pelé Soccer. Yeah. There he is. And looks like this is the manual for Europe, which makes sense. Maybe this was released not just in North America. There we go. We asked Pelé to take a look at our soccer game and tell us what he thought, but he just couldn't stop playing it long enough. I don't know about that one. Pelé enjoyed playing Atari Soccer so much he decided to personally endorse it. Oh, okay. So he played the soccer game program, and then they got the license for him to endorse it. Gotcha. All right, so we have single-player games and multiplayer games. Looks like two-player games can play, and then they explain in that screenshot what kind of game number you're playing. And looks like we played in the other one. Very large pixels. Get to use the Atari joystick, and then object of the game is score points by kicking the ball into your opponent's goal. Wow, you need to tell us how to play soccer?
Yeah.
All right, so we got ball control, 8-game strategy, opening kickoff. Yeah, so it's looks similar. It might be just a few tweaks they made compared to the other soccer game. Color looks a little bit different, but let's pop in the cartridge and see what it's like. So here we go. First time checking out Pelé Soccer, released at some point in the holiday season of 1981. There we go. Pelé Soccer. All right, and then you can see the game mode. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. It looks like you cannot play solo. So you have to have at least, in the top right, shows you how many people are playing. They had, I think, did they say 54 games?
Yeah.
Oh, they do have one-player mode. Okay, so they do have a computer you can play against. And so if I try game mode 30, there you go. I was calling it synchronized soccer because you're controlling all three at the same time. There we go. Oh, and the computer's pretty good already on game mode 30 at least. So I don't think they got the score though.
Oh no, I think it looks like your goalie saved it. So maybe you have to get it all the way through to the back.
All you do I'm not even kicking. The controls move and kick automatically. So I'm just moving the joystick right now. I'm not even using the button on the joystick. It's doing the kick forward, and then you just have to know what time it's going to kick, and then get your other players ready in the formation of it.
I wonder if there's like another game mode where it's like advanced, and then you have to kick it, perhaps.
Yeah, let's take a look. Let's go here.
Yeah, there was a game, I forgot what it called it, Game Select Matrix or something.
They always have them at the... Oh my gosh, wait a second. Something's wrong with this. There's no way the manual was this long.
Well, it's in multiple languages is why.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
There's the Matrix. All right.
Yeah, we got to turn our heads. I got two-player game, single-player game. You have team speed, computer difficulty, and goal size. So the only thing it's changing is how fast you move, how difficult the computer is, and then the size of the goal you have to hit, and that's it. So it's always going to be synchronized soccer. And it was the same for, I think, computer soccer, too. Well, after playing Ice Hockey by Activision for the Atari, this is very slow and very boring. If you played with two people, human players, not computer, I could see some benefit of that. But Ice Hockey by Activision, it was, for the context, it played fast, and you had more control. Like right now, I'm just kind of going with the flow, moving the joystick around. there we go. Oh, I thought I had it, but I didn't. I missed it. Yeah, it looks like we're playing, practicing for a cheerleading tryout, and we all have to pass the pom-pom back and forth.
Yeah.
It did have lots of different game modes, but it's just going to change goal and do little variations here and there. But it's still the same 3 people controlled at once. And at this point, we have the classic commercials by in television showing the screenshots of the different sports games, you know?
Yeah.
So I could see this one as a big one that Intellivision would hit on. Look at their soccer and then look at Intellivision soccer because it's still using just large blob circles for it. But I don't want to bash it too much because this was everywhere for a sports game. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that did have fun with it. Well, so for Pelé Soccer, Chris, what would you give that one out of 5 stars?
I either want to give it a 2 or a 2.5. I don't know if you want to give me your opinion there at all, but I don't know. It feels like it looks like it could be kind of fun, but you know, maybe it would get old real fast.
Yeah, I'd go 2.5. Right down the middle, slightly below average, or not really below average, but around the average range for something you see at the time. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm with you in the chat. 54 gaming modes of 54 game modes of gaming crap. All right, so after Pelé Soccer, let's see what our next release is. Where are we going? We're going back to the TRS-80 Color Computer, and this is Star Blaster. This one is another one that really hard to come by and find because there's no box for it. All we have is the screenshot. Like we say, we're trying to play every single video game, so we see a lot of games that are not as popular as others, and this might be one of them. But here we go. Let's pop in and play Star Blaster on our TRS-80 Color Computer. What is going to happen? As usual,
well, I saw the crawler or whatever at the bottom of the screen there said it was an Asteroids clone. So,
oh, nice. Here we go. Blaster. I got to remember the keyboard goes a little bit slower. This one's using machine language, so it should be running a little bit faster for us than the basic that we had before.
So is that what... I've never used a color computer, so is the command then is load M?
For machine language, that's right.
Right, okay. So if it's a bin file, load M. Basic file, just load.
And for anybody that's tuning in Europe, this has very similar architecture to the Dragon 32 and Dragon 64 home computers.
Tano Dragon, right?
That's right, yeah. And the same load, how you load the games and boot them up, and all that's very similar. And we're even going to see some doubles, like the same game for either one. I'll just briefly go over it as we go through. So here we go. We got joystick or controller. I got a joystick plugged in, so let's do it. Yeah, it's Asteroids. Oh my gosh, that's fast. There's I have my shield. Okay. Where's my fire, though? Oh, I gotta bring the shield down? Oh, there we go. Alright, so right off the bat, it's... Oh, I know why. I forgot I'm not using a digital joystick. It's analog, so I gotta slowly move. I just cranked the thing all the way up. But yeah, this is Asteroids at home, on a home computer. Let's see if I can go in there. Oh. There's some games that were kind of cool with the analog control. The best was Missile Command. For the Coleco was the best way to... It was even better than Atari's, in my opinion, because you had a control that felt like you were using the trackball instead of the joystick like Atari's. It was really smooth. This one is so fast. Whenever I want to start, let's try it again. Yeah, going in again. And there's my shield to go up and down. And I say go up, just nice and easy. Nice and easy. No! Oh my gosh, yeah. It's pretty sensitive. There is a way to adjust that one. Let's see if I can go back to keyboard. I probably whenever my live's in, but yeah, it's Asteroids on your home computer.
Yep. Not much in the way of sound going on there.
No, not even the thumping.
Yeah. How does the control feel?
Well, the control needs to be tweaked a little bit. I think my analog joystick is there we go is a little too sensitive, because as soon as I move forward, it just takes off.
Yeah.
But it runs fast and plays. Look at that! it's on super fast. But we can obviously play with a keyboard as well, not just the joystick.
Yeah.
Yeah. From the chat, L. Curtis B was saying it gives you 64 different positions, so it's a lot more accurate than just using a joystick.
Yeah.
But I really enjoy checking out these computer games because you're playing something at home that the consoles hadn't seen yet. At this point, Asteroids has already been released for Atari 2600 and for the Atari home computer. So this is, I would say, the cheaper knockoff for Asteroids. But if you had a Coleco, I mean, this is the way to play Asteroids.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to ding it for control because, as you said, that might be just a issue on your end, rather than what it would have felt like originally.
Right.
And it looks like a pretty faithful recreation of Asteroids, as far as, within the technical limitations of the Coleco anyway. So, I think I give that one like a 3.5.
Okay, yeah, above average for the time.
Yeah,
definitely. All right,
I can't imagine buying that, and then if you knew you were buying an Asteroids clone, and you rode your bike to Radio Shack and bought that and came home and started playing it, what is there to be disappointed about, right?
True, and
you got what you expected, I think.
Yeah, at the time, when you were going to play these kind of games, because there's some that were just advertised in magazines. You would see the advertisement, then you'd mail it in, and they would send you the game back. If they didn't advertise it as Asteroids, because it's called Star Blaster, how would you find out or know? Because we're checking out these games, really fast. What's the name? What's the box? And then let's play. But we're not really getting advertised like in '81 of what it would have been like, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping that if you bought that game at the store, it came in some kind of package that had like a screenshot or something.
Yeah.
Or even just a drawing, or something, so you at least understood what you were getting.
Definitely, yeah. All right, so after Star Blaster, we got time for one more this evening. Our last, and this is the last game of 1981 that we have release dates for. So this will be the end of 1981. And so what I'm planning to do is, there's a magazine that I'd love to check out for our next episode. This is the release of Electronic Games. Yeah. It's the first issue, and so next episode I want to dive into this magazine because this is the first modern magazine, or closer to modern magazines, and it's a blast. So we'll be checking that out. But before we do, this is the end of our normal releases for 1981. This is Got Ya, another one I'm not familiar with in the arcades. Have you heard of this one before?
I have not.
Let's take a look at the artwork for Got Ya. Not to be confused with Gotcha. That was in the 70s.
Right.
Challenging, fun, profitable. From Gamatron. GAT. There's the example of the arcade cabinet for Got Ya.
Not the most attractive arcade cabinet.
No. What's the controls? Rock, paper, scissors? Wait a second. Is that what it says?
That's what it said.
Wait a second. Is Got Ya? Yeah, there it is. Rock, paper, scissors. That's the marquee. Does this mean it's... Well, it looks like a top-down maze game. I'm intrigued.
I'm very confused.
Jenkin was a popular game to play in Japan, which is rock, paper, scissors. So I wonder if it incorporates that in here. There we go. The manual for Gotcha. Gamatron owner's manual. And let's see if they have... Yep, they do have how to play. So you can see all these manuals are meant for the operator. And they include lots of technical information. Me and Chris are not installing arcade cabinets here on Chronologically Gaming. We're just wanting to know, how do you play? There you go. When the coin is deposited, rock will come out of the TV using the lever up, down, left, and right. Eat every dot. That doesn't explain anything.
So does that mean that you're a rock?
Right? Maybe we're playing as rock. To get high scores, erase the dot by attacking or escaping from rock, scissors, or paper. When a dot is erased, rock becomes scissors or paper by its corresponding button. And then you play rock beats scissors. All right. One symbol changes to into one of the two freely, erasing all the dots. The next pattern comes out of the upper point.
I'm not really picking up what it's laying down, but maybe if we play the game, it'll become obvious. I don't know.
Maybe when we played Roundup, it was not obvious to me even after we found out how to play. So, as Nolan Bushnell said, arcade games should not have instructions. You just play the game. So here we go. We're in the arcade. It is right before Christmas of December 1981, and this is the release of Gotcha, or The Hand.
Oh.
Which I'm guessing is Gotcha, maybe the Japanese release for it. We usually get those first. All right, here we go. The Hand. Rock, paper, scissors.
Is that how some people, they do scissors like that?
I've never seen that before.
Supposed to be like that.
Right, yeah. Which makes me think maybe in Japan that was scissors?
That's good to know if I ever go to Japan and somebody randomly challenges me. I want to make sure I'm using the right thing,
There you go, yeah. If people say video games never taught you anything, Chris,
right.
you learned how to play rock, paper, scissors in Japan.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Putting a coin in and push and start. Here we go.
So if you're a rock, does that mean you can just kill the paper?
Oh, there's paper coming at me, so I'm trying to.
You have lost out.
Oh, it has speech. Nice.
It's talk to us.
So if you're a rock, does that? So if one of the bad guys is scissors, can you just run into him and kill him?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. So now I'm paper.
I was gonna say you're paper.
So scissors is coming at me.
Oh, but there's a rock down there on the lower right.
All right, let's see if we can go after him.
Boom.
Yeah, it's talking. You got me.
Yeah.
And all I have is scissors left. But how do I change? Oh, I have the buttons on the. I can change.
Oh, that's kind of interesting.
But I have to pick up enough dots to change until I start blinking, and then I can pick the right button.
But you can go kill that paper.
Yeah, I was avoiding everybody because I was like, I'm not sure. Okay, Rock's going to try to break the scissors. Nope. Oh my gosh. Okay, there we go. Got out of that one. But yeah, interesting idea.
Yeah.
Let's just pick something everybody knows. Get that paper over here. Got it.
You got me.
And talking's a real treat.
Yeah.
We've seen I would say, Chris, at this point, there's home computers that can talk to you, but it's rare. And in the arcade, we've only seen.
You have lost out.
This game seems difficult.
Yeah, you'd have to have the control panel in front of you to know, hitting rock, paper, or scissors. But it looks like I can't just hit it whenever I want. I have to get a certain number of dots first. All right, so there's paper. Give me that rock over there.
We are even. Bye-bye. We are even.
Oh, you can just walk right by the paper. Yeah, there you go. Since you're paper, if you come in contact with paper, you can just.
Wait, what? Very good, Popeye.
What's that? And that looks like olive oil.
It's olive oil, but it's ripping off Popeye or something?
That's very strange. And then why is it game over? I don't understand.
Yeah, we finished to the end.
Right.
Are they not going to reset as ad nauseum?
I don't like that.
That's so strange. Okay, so I know the game was released first in Japan. Yeah. And so it looks like The Hand was when it was released in the States. But we're playing the Japanese release, which is Gotcha. And so, how interesting. It's also by a company that's not super familiar, like Taito or Namco.
You have lost out.
I'm curious to know if the audio in Japan is English, or if that's the only one that they could play for. So here we go on Rock again. Oh, I see. The dollar signs allow you to switch. So as soon as I pick up a dollar sign, I can switch.
You have lost out.
Oh, so you could have walked past that rock, though.
That's right. I should have gone down.
I think you're used to Pac-Man where you can't walk into anybody. So,
yep.
I think this game has a little bit of a sort of learning curve, acclimation curve, maybe.
The music in the background makes me feel like I'm in preschool learning about rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah.
This is a real arcade game, ladies and gentlemen. This was actually in an arcade, and you played this. Okay, it's going to allow me to switch, so can I switch? Oh, I pick rock again. So they're coming at me. Okay, now I can switch to...
You have lost.
Oh, I didn't switch fast enough.
It makes like a farting noise when you pick up the dollar sign.
Yeah, right? All right, so Game Over didn't let us see the next one, and it didn't go to another scene after we finished all the dots. That's pretty bizarre.
Well, I think you have to finish the dots. And, like, you notice you go around, you pick up the dots, but then you go back around, and it's like you're creating like a black trail.
Yeah.
So it makes me think you have to get through the entire maze twice.
Like a brush roller, like you're painting and completing the whole, like blazing a trail basically across that one.
That's how it seemed.
All right, that was fascinating. Chris, out of 5 stars, what would you give Gotcha?
I got to give it 2.5. That makes me think I would like to check that game out some more. So I can't say it's bad, but I feel like I can't in good conscience say that it's good either.
Yeah.
You know?
It is still a fresh idea. The whole maze concept is, I mean, we haven't even seen Miss Pac-Man yet. So, it's still like the latest craze of what people want to be. Yeah, very similar format to Crush Roller and Make Tracks, which we saw earlier. Very nice. All right, so that ends our quest playing every single game that we could find a release date for in 1981, and we're going to continue playing all the other releases that were released at some point in 1981. Couldn't have asked for a better guest. Thank you so much for coming on, Chris. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, it was fun. Thank you. Thanks for asking me.
Yeah, from all the games that you saw, like nearing the end of the year of 81, anything really stand out as something that interesting, strange, weird, or quirky?
I mean, I'm really quite fascinated by the one we just played, actually. So, I really like the whole rock, paper, scissors. It's taking Pac-Man and really adding something to it. So it may not have been the best executed, but I like where their head is at with that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And I also feel like I wouldn't mind being able to check out that Star Trek ripoff game some more, with a manual in front of me.
Yes, Warp Factor. Yep.
Yeah.
There's a few of the strategy games we've played that I went back and did a little bit more, and I've still found them, some of them, clunky, and to help me out and not feel so bad, because I'm trying to put myself in 1981, and I'll look at a review. I'll see reviews in 1981, and I feel better when other people in 1981 said, this game's slow, or this game's not as good. Then I'm like, okay, I don't feel as bad for the way I feel about it now.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so the same way that we saw shooters evolve from Space Invaders and slowly add formulas and change a little bit and tweak a little bit, we're now seeing the same thing with maze games. It's really fascinating seeing Rally X and then Pac-Man come out with the top-down eating dots, and then we have this slow. Let's just add something to that formula. Let's do the dots, but let's do rock, paper, scissors. Or
right.
Let's do that and let's paint the scene. So it's been really fascinating seeing that, and hopefully to see the next craze, and then go from there. So really excited for that.
Yeah.
All right, Chris, thanks so much for joining me. It has been a real treat for me. I appreciate it. And anything you want to tell us about what's going on in Chris Alaimo world?
Just, if for some reason you still don't know that we got a podcast, Corey from My Life in Gaming and I are doing a podcast. Here's my question for you, which is available wherever podcasts are available, and actually also has its own YouTube channel. On YouTube, obviously. So then you can watch the video version if you prefer. It's just my head and Corey's head talking, so it's not really adding any value. But if you're more of a YouTube person, less of a podcast person, there's your option. Yeah, check it out when you can. Thanks so much, everyone, for joining me, YouTube and Twitch. We appreciate it.
and we will play more 1981 next time. Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the channel and joining me on my quest to play every single video game in order of release. We'll be streaming live every weekday at 9 p.m. Central, so join us and let us know if you miss any games along the way. This video would not be possible without RetroArch and Launchbox. Please tell your friends there's some crazy guy out there trying to play every single video game. You can always check out Chronologically Gaming on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. Chronologically Gaming is the name to look for. We will catch you next time.